on the podcast for the creatives with Brooke. What are you doing?
Welcome to the For the Creatives podcast. Hi guys, welcome back to For the Creatives podcast. We are on episode 7. And guess what we have here? Ayonnah.
Yes.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, baby. And it's so crazy because they don't even know. We went to the same middle school.
Wait.
Do you even know?
Wait, hold on. Wagner.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Wait.
Is that what we talked about when we first met?
Yes. Because I remember, you have that thing where you...
Yes. I remember.
Oh,
my God.
I was like, I literally remember her, but I don't know where I remember her from.
But we never talked.
We didn't.
We never talked. That's
but
crazy.
we talking now.
Yeah, we talking now. We met at the fashion show.
We did.
With Fashion Bomb Daily.
Yes.
I remember, I don't know how we just started talking. I think you either came up to me.
I think I come to you because you looked familiar. You were like that face that I was like, I know her, but I don't know where I know her from. So I was like, I was like scratching my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I was like, you're just oh my God, sunshine, like literally. And you had your own, your brand being showcased that day.
Yes.
And I didn't even know until I saw the pictures. I was like, wait, she is like that girl. Like what? As you should.
That was a crazy ass day for me because it was so much going on. That was my first New York Fashion Week. Yeah. Shout out Claire. Shout out to Misa Hilton Fashion Academy.
Shout out to all of them.
Yes,
okay? Because they did that.
They definitely did. They are putting. I feel like they're really putting on for the younger creators that are like getting on. They do. And that was an experience within it all. I'm just really grateful.
It was fun. They had a lot of designers that day, and it was hectic because there were so many girls. It was definitely like an accomplishment for sure.
Real.
For both you and I, as a designer and a model.
What did you model for?
I modeled for fur, leather and furs.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to insert a clip. I didn't even, like, this is so crazy. Like, yes. I mean, when you see people from their young, and I really think that when we are children, we are who we are, like, meant to be. Like, we're our purest form of, like, what God put us on earth. So it's, like, just to be where we are right now is, like, a full circle moment. So I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having me on. Because I am for the creatives in real life, okay? Clock that, T.
For the creatives, okay.
Yes.
Wait, can I ask how old you are?
Yes. Yes. Okay. I am 22. I'm about to turn 23.
Oh my
gosh. It's so crazy because, like, people be like, oh my God, you're so young.
Yeah, but you're so wise and you're humble. And, like, that's the best compliment that someone could give, like, a young person. Yeah. Is when, like, you're mature.
Yes. But you know what is crazy to me? Because it's, like, I don't feel young.
I'm the same way.
I feel like 2016 was yesterday for me. I remember us in middle school, like literally yesterday. So it's like when people are like, "You're so young, like you have so much time." Bitch,
we don't have all the time in the world.
We do not have time, like.
But that's also how you know that, like, we grew up a little fast, too. Like, I've been told I was mature since I was, like, 16.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they're like, how, you're 16? I'm like, yeah. And I'm 23 now. People are still like, what the heck? You're mad mature for your age. And I always used to think, like, 23 is not supposed to act this way?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how is this mature? I'm just an adult. I'm being a young adult.
Yeah.
And that's, but I guess, like, some people, they be acting
out
at 23.
I also think that goes into, like, us just being, like, old souls.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, I think I'm pretty on age, but, like, I do be feeling like a grandma in certain situations, like, So I think that's just, like, us just being,
it's just us being like wise. Ahead of time.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that. I love that.
Me too.
Well, she doesn't only just have, like, her clothing brand. She has a podcast, the Golden Ghetto podcast. She dances.
Yes.
Content creator. Yes. Okay, and you DJ.
No, I don't. But I want to get there. Girl, I want to get there.
Not me, like, not doing my right.
No.
I did my research. I promise.
I'm girls. I have a video of me doing it. That means I fooled the girls right. Because I am trying to get there, Uncle Waffles. I will be trying to be waffling soon. But right now, not there yet.
Well, we're gonna aspiring DJ.
Yes.
Okay, aspiring DJ.
I love that you put that out there for me.
Yeah, of course. We're just manifesting. Okay.
Yes.
But no, like I put that in my own words. But who is Ayonnah in your own words?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so I feel like Ayonnah is a free spirit. She is a creative spirit. She is a storyteller of the culture. And every avenue that I have, like I am just creating another way to storytell and heal my inner child in a creative form. Like in fashion, I'm healing my inner child, whether it be through media, because I feel like media is the most powerful form of brain control and like mental health. There is like I'm becoming the girl I wish I had as a 6-year-old child. And it's like, and for a while I used to like be so stuck in like, I'm the CEO and founder of the Golden Ghetto. I am the blase, like everything that sounded nice on paper. But I think that right now in this like season that I'm in, I'm just unpeeling like, okay, sometimes those pretty words have no meaning. Yeah. If there's no intention behind what you're saying. So like, I'm just a fun girl.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, that's really it.
That was a beautiful answer, because I want to touch on like, especially when you said that it's all about what looks pretty on paper to us sometimes, and then we realize that when we actually have to do the work, we realize it's not about all of that. Like it's really the intention that matters the most. Yes. And it also screams louder too as well to whoever you're trying to do this for or trying to inspire, not only yourself.
I was literally just talking to my friend yesterday, because I think that there's the quote by Lady London. It says like, the real man is always saying less of what he knows. And at first I was like, oh, bitch got bars. And I'm just like, listen, she really do got bars. But it was like, I didn't really understand the bars, you know? And as I'm growing more into this industry, it's like a lot of these people that talk fast, that they just lead straight with their titles and who they're working with. It really stems from like an insecurity personally, because they feel like if my name is attached to this bigger name that you know, you can accept me more, or you can validate me more. And I actually used to do that a lot, so I know. Don't hate me out there, okay? But you know, and I just think that I'm in a space right now where I'm so like fulfilled with who I am as a person that I don't need an external title, you know, or a name drop or a cosign to validate who I know I am, you know. So like I just think we need more of that, like more just building in like who we are outside of
what we do. No, I was literally like thinking about this too, because I think we see so much on social media, like let's say people have like really big jobs, like especially in the industry, and I think sometimes you think that your job is what defines you, but I had to also come to terms with like, I'm me, and like I'm what defines me. Nobody else's validation, because like, oh, I work for this, I work for that. And of course it feels good when they ask, oh, how'd you get that? Like, what the heck? Like, yeah, of course. But then it also is not as fulfilling when you're actually doing the work and you're like, okay, but am I doing this for other people, or am I doing this for me? Yeah. You know, is this making me happy, or what it looks like to other people when I get to post all these things, you know, how it looks to everybody else, needing that validation, because what you're doing is enough on your own. If you have your own business, like you don't need a bunch of followers or like, you know, to prove that it's doing well enough, you know.
Literally. And I think that we forget about that, because a lot of the times we were taught to perform as children, and that was our form of love. Like even me being an artist from young, like auditions scared the hell out of me, because it was like, are you gonna accept me? Like, will they like me? Will I get a yes? And it was all based off of performance. So I think that especially as like a creative, an actor, or you have to be so stern in who you are outside of people's validation, because like that's where your self-esteem will shatter or increase.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that. Even like with auditions, it's like, okay, what if I don't get it? What will people think? Am I not that good of an actor? Or like, oh, why haven't you booked anything in like a few months? Like it's a lot about, it's something that you have to go through to learn that you don't need the validation. You got to go through that experience of like going through constant rejection, and then, you know, that outcome is like, you know what? It's too much overthinking. It's too overwhelming to care so much about what people think, because a lot of times, like, you're going to win. Like, they're going to win in the end. It may not be on your time, but you're going to win. And you don't need to prove that or be on other people's timing. A lot of people like to rush you. And they like to be like, oh, so when are you going to do this? When are you going to do it? Like,
Yes.
when it's meant for me to do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Hell yes. I know exactly what you mean. Good. And that even reminds me of like, you know how like Doechie's blowing up, like she's, which I love. Like this is like major key, as the DJs would say. But it's like nobody was like her. I guess her YouTube. There's like a she's doing the artist way. Yeah. And like now her things are resurfacing. But I'm pretty sure when she first was putting it out, it was considered flops, like or like she didn't have the reach that she wanted to. But it's like now that she's like hit the spotlight, everything is going up around her. And I think that people just need to really just trust in their timing, because as you continue to grow, like glow up, it's gonna be times where you feel like a lot of people watching. Like no one's watching, but a lot of people that we're giving flowers to, like even people that you're interviewing, they're sitting in there like, but I didn't even make it yet.
Exactly. That's why the platform is not for people that are like crazy, but it's the people that I know are going to make it. You know what I mean? Like, because people that are like Doechii, like all of them, like they've made it already. They already got their interviews every single day. But this is for people, you know, that I know are going to definitely be successful, but they get to yap and talk about what they're doing in order to get there.
Yes, this is like a time stamp in the journey. So this is like a beautiful way to like really capture where we are right now. And then like look back upon it where we go headed. That's
your life can change in like 2 months, 3 months. And a year from now,
inshallah,
crazy.
Please, God, change my life.
It will happen. I'm excited.
I'm grateful. Yes, I'm grateful.
Of course.
Yes.
So let's resurface. We're gonna talk about Golden Ghetto.
Okay.
You know, that name alone is powerful, right? Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
Okay, so the Golden Ghetto is literally like my baby. Like, but it's really the world's baby, because I think that it is everything they deemed us, like what we're not, but who we are. So I'm trying to take like the negative stereotypes out and like really highlight the positive affirmations, because I think that the world tries to make the ghetto this like horrendous place, but then it's like, this is where the culture stems. Like, this is where your favorite artists come from. This is where the slang comes from. And then it just gets out the ghetto, and then like they try to monetize it and make it, it's better mainstream than it was in the hood. And I grew up basically like thrown into like predominantly white schools, and my mom kind of like didn't want me hanging around in the neighborhood, and because she grew up in like my Haven projects, and she just had that lifestyle of like, she was just an outside girl. And I felt like tangled growing up, and I didn't understand the power of where I lived. I kind of had a lot of internalized racism just going around, like having the friends I did. And then I had like, there's like this little switch that happens when you get to understand your culture. And I fed myself. I read the book of the autobiography of Malcolm X. I read my James Baldwin.
Yes, I love James Baldwin.
Yes. James Baldwin will wake you the fuck up.
He eats, okay?
Okay? He eats. Come on now. Especially Malcolm X, though. Malcolm X, you can't, once you read Malcolm, you don't go back. And what I really did was I watched Dear White People. Okay. And I'm a visual learner as well. Yeah, same. And I seen myself in characters. And when you feel like you're not alone in your journey, especially in a place where you know that you're living in a vile place, it's easier to change.
I mean, that's also like the great thing about film as well. It makes you feel like you're not alone. Like there's supposed to be someone that you're supposed to relate to somewhat sometimes. So I think that's a beautiful thing about things like that, and also looking towards channels like that to make sure that you know that you are not the only one going through what you're going through.
Yes.
So
literally. Yeah. So like with the whole thing that I'm trying to do is like, I want to make sure that little kids are realizing that like, okay, just because I come from there doesn't mean I am my environment. I can turn out, or even too, like my environment is not what the media tries to portray. Like there is negative, but there also is a positive. And I want to just set a light on all the positivity that we're doing, because I know we got Jay-Z at home. You know what I'm trying to say? Like we got Stephen Curry at home. We have Obama at home. We have shit. We got God at home. You got everybody at home. Yeah. And no, for real though, like the talent is the remarkable talent. Like just the people that I know, like everybody is a star. You know, like everybody is in their own way. But like even in general, like these people shine. Like I've been to the Hamptons. I've lived that life, and then I've also come to the Bronx parties, and I choose a Bronx wine with a glass of champaign and without the shootouts.
Keep it classy with a little bit of,
I'm trying to say, like, the goal, I'm not highlighting the negativity of it, because the negativity can be ghetto. Yeah. I'm trying to highlight the golden ghetto, what we are without the negativity. Right. So in all aspects, in the podcast, in the fashion, in the films, I just want to make sure that whatever we're attaching ourselves to is what we would want to see. It's like our higher self. Right. Where we are.
That's beautiful.
Yes. I was hoping that came out the right way.
That came out so beautiful. Okay. That better go viral.
Yeah.
The Golden Ghetto podcast. Yes. Right? What inspired you to transform into the podcast?
That's a good question. So I was doing clothes for a while, and then I was doing clothes. It was doing really good. I did the celebrity influencers. I got my, and I got them strictly based off of personality. A lot of the times, people will hand a clothing a design to somebody and expect them to wear it, but it doesn't correlate with their brand. I think that I did a good job of knowing my target audience, whether it be with like customers or with celebrity influence. That makes all the difference. But I wasn't fulfilled because I was just selling clothes. Even though I had a meaning behind it, I still like felt like people were like, what is the Golden Ghetto? Yeah. And I was like, motherfucker, you don't get it?
It's a clothing brand.
Yeah. Like,
but it's still more to that. But I get what you're saying. You wanted to explicate more on, just what that is.
Yes. And at the base of it, at the core, is the community. Right. So I was like, okay, how do I get to my community without selling clothes? And I was like, through talking. Oh my God, I love to talk. I'm literally a yapper. Yeah. I was in school and they told me I talk too much, and like, what would be the best way to like be the talk too much girl to audio level? It's like that is like
a win-win. It's just start a podcast.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
That's it.
But intentionally though, don't just start a podcast.
Yeah, we already have enough podcasts about relationships, toxicity, all that stuff. We don't need any more situationship stuff. Like, we get it.
Bring the positive girls to the floor. Bring the intentional girls. Bring podcasts like this to the floor. Like as soon as I seen this name, I was just like, this is amazing. Yeah, because literally, like, we're for the creators, Right. So that was basically also too, like, I wanted to highlight the creators' impact, whether it be in culture, lifestyle, fashion, music. And I knew so many people. Like, I feel like I am New York. And also, to being a multi-hyphenate, I'm like the dot connector. I know the fashion girlies. I know the music girlies. I know the dancers. Everything that I done seen, I turn on a freaking MTV. I know 10 motherfucking dance. Yeah. I turn on this. It's like I know the girl. So it was like
you networked your way in.
I done did the networking thing. I understand what it took. So I was okay. Now what am I doing with that network? Right. And what am I doing intentionally? I don't want to have them on just to talk. I want to be able to give back to, and I feel like. Teach
them something, but also teach the audience something. Teach yourself something.
Yes.
All that. Yeah.
So, that was it.
Okay. Well, you mentioned about being multifaceted. Have you ever felt pressure to, like, pick one lane? Because, like, some people be like, oh, you're confused or you're doing too much. Or, how do you balance it all? Like...
So that's like a real thing. People always say, oh, you do too much. My mom says that all the time. You do too much. I said, girl, you're not doing enough. Yeah, I think we are literally all, our DNA, like the way that we are wired is differently. Yeah. And I genuinely, ever since I was a jit, knew I was jit. No, wait. I'm just saying, like, ever since I was a jit.
Ever since you were a jit.
No, ever since I was jit. Like, literally, like, I was one of those kids, like, I feel like Max B, like, they was doing one thing and I was doing another. Like,
things.
ever since I was little, shit been dropping from the sky.
Yeah.
It was Chicken Little Soup. Chicken Little, what's the Chicken Little,
Chicken
the
Little?
movie? Chicken Little.
Chicken Little?
Yeah, Chicken Little. Not Chicken Little. Well, I was Chicken Little Souping, but not that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, my whole point is that I've always been wired differently, so I've never felt the need to like confine to what the normal way of things. So I don't take advice from non-multi-hyphenates, especially, or non-multi-hyphenates that are successful. Like, because there are successful multi-hyphenates. The one thing, have I been, have I been ever like wanted to choose one thing?
Right.
Naturally, my spirit, no, but for my mental, I feel like I've been able to navigate certain things more in one season.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense. Though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, finding that balance and seeing like I want to work on this in this, I guess, quarter or season, and then the next one.
Yeah. And so like when I first started out, like because I feel like my butterfly journey started after COVID.
Right.
I was taking dance seriously. Dance helped me get into just understanding who I was spiritually, because that is like a spiritual manifestation of yourself. Right. As I was doing dance, I started into my poetry. So it was like, but also too, what had happened was what helped me keep me grounded was like joining programs that also have those things. Yeah. So if I'm in a poetry organization, they already have a system that's going to keep me accountable. Right. If I'm joining a dance company, they have a system that's going to keep me accountable. Now it's just me showing up. And then people have, when you're in school, you have 8 different classes.
And you have to show up
to all these classes, and you get graded for these classes, and nobody says, oh, you can only take math. Yeah. You know, like, and if you're doing all these things, you're doing too much. No, bitch, I'm just in school. Yeah. So I'm in my own school. I didn't go to traditional college. I created my own college. I called it Spirit University.
I love that.
Yes. Because it was literally me doing everything that my spirit was called to do. Right. And I just made sure I clocked in. And it was hard because it's like, it's not this natural
traditional way.
But I was like, God called me to do this. Like, I'm going to get degreed by God. Right. And I'll take classes here and there. Like, I might take some journalistic classes. But I don't care to go to college to get this degree that I'm not going to. I wanted to do in psychology. It's like, that has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. I will say, like, college is amazing. There's stuff I've learned in college, and I ain't used none of it today. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was a fashion business major. Like, as much as I know a lot of things about fashion, there's a lot of classes that I took, and I was just like, I could learn this off of YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, you know what
YouTube
I mean? University, yeah.
YouTubeuniversity.com. So, like, at the end of the day, you know, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. You know, if you really want to do it. But I will say, like, you can do all that you want, especially if God provided you with those talents. Like, why not? I don't think it's anything more of like confusion. I think it's just like, you only live once and you have the freedom to do everything. Yeah.
And I also too, I had the support system. Like, my mom, even though she do be coming for me sometimes, she is very supportive. That's like, beautiful. So I think with her being able to support me, that's really one of the reasons why I am who I am today. So I know it's harder when people don't have that support system, but I would say, like, your intuition knows what you need to be doing before. A lot of the people, like, I wanted to go to I forget the name of the school, but I didn't get in. And then they called me to do poetry for the kids back.
Oh, look at that.
You know, like, I wanted to go to Howard.
Okay.
I got into one of these rooms with Warner Brothers. The Howard kids are pitching to me to broaden their network. Like, you know, so it's like, God knew. And I couldn't. It's like, once God tell me something, like, everybody else is like quiet in my head. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Just trying not to listen to the outside noise and what people expect you to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life and you know yourself better than anybody else does.
Clock it.
Okay, so I know that I saw on YouTube Zoe Spencer.
Oh, yes.
That was so cute. Because I was like, literally, I was watching and I was like, wait, that's Ayonnah. Like, that was good.
Yes,
the acting was good.
Thank you.
How did that come together?
Oh my God. Shout out Ba's Point of View. Ba's Point of View called me, I think, a week before. He called me was it even a week? I don't think it was 3 days. In this industry, you always got to have your hair done. Yeah. You always got to have your hair done. You got to have your nails done. Like, because they will call you 24 hours in advance and be like, Beyonce's coming to town. Yeah. Can you clean her boots? Not her boots, but yeah. Not her boots, but you know, like, what you know me. I don't know. Yeah. But, you know, so anyways. That happened because of him. Strictly because I knew him. I met him during Burna Boy's music video. Okay. So we just built a connection through there. He's just this talented, young director who is... He's the youngest one doing it right now. And he's like us. He's ambitious as fuck. And I love to see it because it's like... I just love seeing that. Like, I love the game. So, I love seeing him. That it happened because of him. And that was, like, a really great experience. He had called me, and then I was like, I need my twin. Like, I couldn't do this alone. So, I called my twin. Shout out Ty Cash. Shout out. Yes. And we did this together, and it was we didn't have no rehearsals. That was literally just us being us.
Was it improv?
It was actually improv. It was like maybe 3 takes. Okay. And we just kept doing it. We were trying to see what flowed. And she's also, too, she's a character. She's a character, but she's also mad calm behind the scenes. So it was crazy to see, like, the disparities of that and just being that creator role. And it was actually really crazy because... me and him, we've been saying, like, we wanted to be in, like, a movie. Yeah. Like, you know, just, like, writing, like, yo, you know, like, where the movie director's at. And I think that what people need to realize is that, like, you cannot wait for an opportunity to come to you. You have to create it. Yes. Even though that opportunity did come to me because of Bob, but it was, like, if Bob didn't create that, I wasn't going out to audition to go. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's, like... Yeah.
There's a tip that somebody said, and they said, create the work that you want to eventually work for.
Yes.
And so it's like, if you want to, I don't know, work in journalism, you're going to create a podcast.
Yes.
If you want to be an actor, you're going to create your own short films, or you're going to be trying to hit up everybody that is, you know, involved in making a short film. So that's really important to do all that. Yeah.
Really, because it's like, I think that people are gonna find you. I remember one time I went to this Nike event and I was like, I'm like, Nike, let's work. Like, I run too. And they were like, girl, we are gonna find you. And I was like, what you mean? I'm right here. Yeah. And literally, like, these brands, they will contact you when they feel like you've reached
that level.
Yeah.
Especially if you prove yourself based off what you've done. Like, and then also, like, once you get that opportunity, it always leads to something else. Exactly. But, like, you know what? I need her for this as well. Like, come next week to so-and-so. Like,
yes.
Really? Yeah. Right there.
Yes.
You know?
Well, yes.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about, like, content creation, because I know you're taking that a little bit seriously.
Yes.
How do you stay intentional with, like, content, you know, without feeling like you have to, like, post all day and every day?
So, content creation has been, like, it's really been, like, a journey for me, because I've never considered myself a content creator. Yeah. But it's like, if you're posting on Instagram or you're posting on TikTok, especially, like, you're trying to gain community, you are vicariously a content creator. It just is what it is. But I've never been that girl that had, like, the content calendar or the let's post at 12 or post at 3. Because even when I post at those times, sometimes them get too...
It still flops sometimes.
You know, like... I'm like, everybody posting at 12. Exactly. Post at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So, I struggle with content creation just because I feel like I'm such a creative that the strategy of it
doesn't mesh with you too well.
Yeah, but I'm getting out of that mindset, because I think that mindset can hold you back from the next level. And the next level looks like strategy. Yeah. It looks like strategy. It looks like having the content schedule. It looks like planning out what your content pillars are, what your target audience is, what your next steps are. So I'm literally slowly getting into that. Yeah. And I think that one of the reasons why I'm really, like, touching up is because the people that I surround myself with are taking that seriously.
Yeah.
Shout out my friend Chanel. She's that Crossing girl. And I'm just so blessed because hadn't it been from, it's so much easier to have if you have a tribe around you that
Most
is also
definitely.
as motivated.
Because they inspire you and they push you and they also give you like tips and tricks on like what to do.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I was like, I think I asked my friend the other day, I was like, girl, can you help me? Because like, I'm still trying to figure this out.
Yes.
You know? And it's
Seriously.
like, I got my content calendar, I got my posting times,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's okay to ask for help, you know, especially from people that are at a place where you want to get to as well.
Yes. And I think that we have to like get out of this like copying competition spirit. It's like we live in New York.
Yeah.
Half of the girls are doing the same thing, but because we are who we are, it's never gonna be the same. Like,
yeah.
and I think that there's so much beauty in community. There's so much beauty in like being inspired by someone. Like all my friends inspire me. Literally, all of my friends inspire me in each and every form. And I just like, I'm really trying to own into that because I think we were taught to be like we were scared to help because we were scared of being surpassed.
And also people think that we're taking something from them. And it's like, it's a lot of ego that's involved in that, I think, especially with our community.
Yeah.
So I think once we let go of that ego, not everybody's like that, but once we let go of that, then that's when we can see everybody really flourish.
Yeah.
In our own way.
And I feel like too, I've been saying this a lot, like we're here to be used. I just don't want to be misused.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be of help because I think that where things get a little tricky is when I'm being useful.
Yeah.
And the nigga not. You know, now I feel like you a mosquito, bitch. Now I gotta smack you. Now I gotta kill you. You know. But it's like we're supposed to be able to pour into each other. The whole point of being equally yoked is like my hand washes your other.
Exactly.
And I think that is like true community. And as we grow into these relationships and like all these friendships, like I'm trying to like own into like being more communicative and speaking up for what I want because. Like, as much as we want this, like, oh, I wish she could read my mind, or like, oh, you know, like, oh, just those little things, we can't read each other's mind.
We can't, no.
And we are growing into a space where it's like, as grown adults, we need to be able to, the only reason why these people get these $5 billion deals is because they
talk.
Communicate to the T.
Yeah.
T-Mobile will have you on the phone for 5 minutes, like reading their terms and conditions. Like, you know?
I think that's something that I had to learn as well, is strictly opening your mouth on the things that you truly want.
Yeah.
And being communicative and not taking no for an answer. I think that's very important for creatives, is making sure like there is no 300-pound wrestler on the other side of the door, and if there is, then let it close. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But if there isn't, then please kick it open.
Yeah.
And make sure you own up to what you truly want for yourself.
Yeah.
No one's gonna read your mind. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yes.
Please be confident in that.
Yes.
And be confident in your craft. And if you want something, go after it.
Yes.
I think especially like with content creation, all those things, they always say just post, but also post things that you want people to know about you and learn from you. Okay, don't just post anything. Like, post things that people like. Be intentional with what you're doing, always. Right?
I'm gonna get intentional, tied it somewhere.
Yeah, and get intentional, stay intentional,
Yes.
and stay consistent, and you'll definitely get what you want if you just keep on doing that. Discipline.
Yes.
But you really got to put in work. Like, you're gonna be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. working on stuff. But it's like, if you really want it, you'll really like put in the work.
Yeah. That's real.
I think I want to ask about your go-getter energy. Ooh. What advice would you give to someone who's multi-passionate but doesn't know where to start?
That's a good question. What advice would I would say you really have to talk to God. Like, you have to silence out. You can't even ask me.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, you have different spirit guides. Like you have a whole different system.
Right.
So that's like an internal question for real. And the way that you find that is really by sitting with yourself and getting real about like, what am I most passionate about? Like, and it could be everything. Like you could, like sometimes it gives like everything, but it's like, in this moment, I'm most passionate about community.
Right.
Like, I want to get my community in one way, one form. So right now, it's looking more like my podcast. But that's going to honor into events. Because if I have a podcast, I can reach the audience for the events.
Exactly.
Then at the events, I can sell my collection. So it's like, you're going to have an umbrella of things, but you need to have something in the center. And there needs to be, once you find that center thing, like, okay, what is my centerpiece? You can figure out where the pieces goes.
Right.
But you have to have, like, people say, like, your why.
Right.
And it could be very short. It could be like, I want to inspire people to step into more self-love. And then, like, figure out the avenues of where it is. And, like, what can you energetically allow in this season right now? Because it doesn't mean you can't do it all.
Yeah.
Like, that whole thing is not, like, that's what people try to say to scare you off.
Yeah.
You can't do it all at one time. Like, literally, like, I'm talking about, like, I can't dance and sing right now.
Yeah.
But you can do it all.
You can do it all.
You just have to figure out the system to which works for you best.
Right.
And that's by talking to God. Yeah.
Open that Bible.
Yes. Yes. Even if it doesn't look like a Bible to you, it can look like instrumental music. It could look like silence. It can look like listening to somebody that has good advice. Like, whatever that spiritually looks like for you, find it and honor it.
I think that was going to go my next question because, like, I was basically going to talk about, like, hitting a wall, like, mentally or creatively. And I was like, I know the one thing I do is I go to God.
Yeah.
And I just talk to him about, like, what's going on in my head. And one thing about it is, like, I'll pray to him. And then everything that I was worrying about and overthinking about, he always proves me wrong. And he's like, listen, you was just, have some faith in me. You know what I mean? Because everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Even though we may not think it in the moment. For me, I've been reading my Bible consistently. So, like, it's really just thinking back. And I was also telling, like, my aunt this other day because, I had to remind her that we don't know what's on the other side of things. Yeah. We only know what's going on right in front of us. And of course, we're, like, doubting, like, oh, my gosh, because next week I could be like, damn, like, I don't know, like, what life is right now. Yeah. But it's all about perspective. And I think about what God is keeping us from. Like, what if this wasn't just not meant for us in our future, and that's okay? Like, it's not the end of the world. Everything that we went through, we got through, right? So it's like, we're going to be all right no matter what. It's all about perspective and thinking, like, okay, it may not be okay right now, but imagine what's going to look like, then that's when we really realize why we're going through what we're going through.
Yes. And also, too, not a lot of people are going to understand you.
Yeah, the way that you think.
Yeah, like, especially as a multi-hyphenate, like, the world isn't, they don't push that. They push the traditional route, which is okay because some people are built traditionally. Like, we all are built differently. But you can't go to somebody that is traditional to get multi-hyphenate advice. Right. Like, you have to be so intentional about who you go to. And there's nobody else that's going to steer you the right way. Like, I feel like, but God. And, yeah.
You have to also know yourself, too, because, like, no one else. You could ask for all the advice in the world, but nobody knows you. I think when you know yourself so well, you're able to reassure yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you feel like is one thing you want people to unlearn about success and creativity?
I want people to unlearn about success and creativity. I think that success isn't this I've made it statement. Like, people have this idea of, like, oh, like, when I make it. And then they ended up getting to that place and then they still don't feel it. I feel like success is a feeling. And we have to, like, claim that energy now so that, like, once we continue to evolve, we don't lose our head when we get to the place where we think we want and then end up feeling empty.
Right, exactly.
So I feel like success is the opposite of the emptiness feeling, which is like wholeness.
Right.
I just came from Egypt.
Yeah.
And out there, the family unit is so strong. The community unit is so strong. And it made me come back to New York and be like, damn, like, I've never been that girl that I said I ever wanted to move out. Oh, I love New York down. Like, you know, I'm a New York girly. Like, yeah, I rep New York to the... I'm from New York. Yeah, for the T. Then I got back here and I said, what the fuck? Like, what the... Oh, my God. You know, and then I was like, no, there's people in Minnesota, though.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I was thinking about all the other, like, you know, things. But then also, too, like, not even that, like, we got community at home. Mm-hmm. Like, I started to lose sight of what I had because of what I saw.
Yeah.
And I had to really, like, own back on, like, we have success at home. Mm-hmm. Like, walking the New York street is probably, like, it's kind of like the airport because there's so many different avenues of people.
Yeah.
If you're open to talking to the people.
Yeah.
I was networking my way in the line.
Yeah.
Like, in the line, waiting for the airport. Just, I wasn't ODing. Like, you know, I seen this friendly guy. Yeah. He looked like an asset, too. But, we just had if the conversation flows, I'm a go, you know? And, like, that became a business opportunity just because I was able to speak.
Yeah.
You know? Say, hey, how was your day?
Yeah.
Genuinely, too. Like, if I'm not in the mood to talk, I'm not going to talk.
Right.
But, you know, yeah.
I think a lot of people are like, I'll be happy when I'm successful.
Yeah.
It's just like, just say it now. Like,
yeah.
Because you are successful in your own way.
Yes.
And you're just growing to more success, right? I'd say you're not successful if you're not doing anything right.
Yes, exactly.
But
you have to find success at this level to ever have success at any other.
Right.
Because that's why you have to own into gratitude. Like, I always say this, but we're trying to manifest forward.
Exactly.
And we're not really realizing all the answered prayers that we're living in. So, like, success are your answered prayers. If you're living into what you, like, how you're going to be successful, you're going to lose yourself in tomorrow.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the last one, this is the intentional-ish thing. Fill in the blank for me.
Okay.
The Golden Ghetto is, and the Golden Ghetto will be.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait.
Look at me eating with these questions.
Yes, you ate that. I feel like it's an energy.
Okay.
Like, it's also a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It is community, but it is high vibrational community. And what it will be, I feel like it's going to be worldwide because there's so many Golden Ghettos in the culture. When I went to Egypt, that was Golden Ghetto. I said, wow, like, they're surrounded by what looks like poverty, but what is spiritually royalty.
Right.
And it was so beautiful because it was like the people know who they are because of what they're surrounded by. Like, they have a history of ancestors, but not ancestors of hardship, ancestors of resurrection. The Golden Ghetto is resurrection. Yes, the Golden Ghetto is it's like, it's really a God's dream that has been put on my heart, and I'm just so grateful for it to become what it's going to be.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. She said one word. She said, but you said,
listen, you can. It's a safe space. It's a free space. Do whatever you want. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that was all my questions, really.
Yes.
Of course. Did you have fun?
Oh my God, bruh. Listen, when I tell you that you are just this embodiment of what a woman is.
Thank you.
I know we young,
yes,
but you are
really young.
you are a woman. You know, like because we were young adults, but
yeah.
I think that people don't get to get their flowers in real time. And I'm gonna just say, like, you really are doing it. You are inspiring
Thank
me.
you. So
when I see you, I see like the girls that actually are. They have an intention, but they also have the force behind them. They're not just stopping in the thought.
Yeah.
They're doing the
executing
thing.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what do you think for the creators will be and where it's gonna be? Let's turn it back.
Oh my gosh. For the creatives is inspiration. It's iconic. It will be iconic, even more iconic.
Yes.
But I truly want it to be a platform. It will be a platform.
It is.
That speaks volumes to people to make them feel bigger even when they feel small.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I think at times, like, we can feel a little small, especially based off, you know, either how little you've done or how little you know.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't hinder you from feeling like you're good enough.
Yeah.
Because you're great enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my message.
Clock it. Clock it. I love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course, my love. Thank you for being here. Do you want to share your socials and everything?
Yes, please follow me. So on Instagram, I am Ayonnah, AY0NNAH, and the podcast is the Golden Ghetto Podcast. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. We definitely have some more guests coming on a few weeks from now. So definitely stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. The last one was good with Kofi. The last one was nice. So I was really proud of that one. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.